to the Indie Wrestling Guide with your hosts, the Hall of Fame referee, JHawk, the not-so-mysterious benefactor, JGold, and the legendary Charly Butters.
So last Friday, I got my email to buy tickets for Starrcast finally, because I just bought general. I wasn't spending like the extra to get the VIP because I was like, nothing's going to sell out that I want to do. I was like, I literally just want to do like 3 meet and greets and be done with it. Well, then they're like, oh, well, most meet and greet, most talent are only doing photo ops. They're not doing meet and greets because they have such a limited time. So they can do more photos than they can do meet and greets. And I'm like,
right.
This is bullshit. First of all, I have figures for like 3 people. I want my figures signed. It's not going to happen now.
You were going to lug all those figures and everything to
I was going to fucking mail them to Zach.
Oh, right.
Like, I'm just going to put them in the mail. I'm going to lug them anywhere and then mail them back to myself.
I picture you with like bags and bags like those weirdos at the airports with their
I've got one backpack. That's all I need. Carries all my shit.
2 pairs
all
of
that
boxers.
other stuff would be just... Not one for a week, brother. One pair per week. You know, you gotta keep it clean.
Dude, I go to Ohio for one night and I have 3 pairs of boxers with me. So,
well, you have a very high chance of shitting your pants multiple times. So that makes a lot of sense.
It's happened only once.
So tickets just to meet Bryan Danielson to do the photo op with him, $96.
Yeah, okay.
For just a photo op. Okay, so that's just like an 8x10 photo.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
$14 for them to email you a digital copy of that photo.
It's the same people who do Comic-Con. It was for Fanatics Fest was $90 for Bianca Belair.
For Tony Storm and Luther, $114.
Oh my god!
How much for just Tony Storm? Because nobody fucking cares about Luther.
Luther's awesome, first of all. So fuck you both. Don't bullshit on Luther.
He could be awesome. He's the guy that you'll meet at an indie show. You don't need to pay for his photo
he's
or give him a
He's
cut.
not working any indie shows. He's a deathmatch legend from Japan. Like, he's her butler. It makes sense. Like, it'll be fine. It is what it is. Like, 96 for Danielson, 114 for Tony Storm. Like, that's the 2 I got with all the fees and bullshit involved. It was like $236 I spent for just those 2 because the ops is a photo only, so I couldn't just meet Samoa Joe. They're adding a bunch more, so like Adam Cole and like Paragon are probably going to be just a photo op. Looking at like what they have for actual guests that are going to be there and do like just the meet and greet, like Mina Shirakawa will be there. She's like $60 for a photo and an autograph. Who else?
That's the one, by the way, Samoa Joe. If I can get any photo, that's the one I want out of all of them.
Basically, if they're there for AEW for All In, they're arm and a goddamn leg. If they're not working All In, they're probably like relatively affordable.
Well, the meet and greet part is so like the meet and greet is like a photo and an autograph, and that's like $60. You can buy that combo right there, and it's just a photo at the table. They're also doing the 8x10 photo shoot thing as well, but it's a different price. They have different prices for both. But like I just wanted everybody to do meet and greets. Like I just wanted to get a quick picture of the table and a photo and an autograph. Like that's what I wanted. I didn't want a whole fucking 8x10 professionally shot 8x10 photo of me and Danielson. Like,
yeah. You didn't want like a posed one like everyone got.
No, I don't need that. I wanted my ROH Danielson figure signed. Like that's what I wanted. I wanted the Target exclusive Samoa Joe signed. I wanted my I might still they haven't announced what Willow's doing yet, so I might still be able to get my Chase Willow signed and my regular Willow signed and a photo with her. So I might still do that too. So that's just more money.
By the way, I saw Chase. The first time this has ever happened, I've never seen this in WWE, the Hall of Fame, like that fig, the one with what is it, Legends line. So I went to Target on Saturday, and because Steph went to Trader Joe's, so I went over to Target, and I found the entire line, the new line of Rosie, oh man,
Kurt Angle.
Yeah. So the entire line was there.
Yeah.
And then the Rosie Chase, the one with him in just a gray shirt, and the one in his Rosie superhero outfit were both there.
It made me laugh that the plain ass gray shirt is the Chase. I'm like, no, why? Nobody wants that. What
I'm very glad you knew what I was talking about, because I was like, am I sure this is the Chase? That's the Chase, right?
Yeah, it is. I don't know why people want it. It's not a good Chase.
I have never
Kurt
found
Angle's
a Chase.
an excellent Kurt Angle figure. I did pre-order that Kurt Angle figure, and I have him on my shelf right now. Yes,
yeah,
he's on my shelf right now.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's the Perk Angle one, isn't it? Or no? Like when he started getting crazy?
Yeah, peak angle, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was like, I've never seen a Chase in a Target, and I finally got a chance to see it while I was buying hamburger and hot dog buns and and batteries for Harper's camp stuff as she goes away to camp in 10 days. So now we packed our trunks. They get picked up tomorrow. It's like having 2 dead bodies in 2 trunks. It's ridiculous. That's how much
crazy
stuff she goes with. Yeah. So if anybody who's going to see her, that's it. She's gone after in 10 days. You'll see her in August. That's the end of that. So anyway, JHawk,
she's going to be glad to get away from you. So I'm sure
she isn't. First of all, she's not. She misses me when she's gone, and I email her the results of all the shows when she's at camp. So that's good. She gets an email they print it out in text box format, like text chat, and they give it to her. So I could just write in like stream of consciousness. So anyway, JHawk, your shirt we need to address the Father's Day shirt that you got there, the Hawaiian Father's Day shirt.
A Hawaiian Father's Day polo. I don't know how to describe it. Like,
just nice. It's nice for, at 8:30 on a Monday night. You sporting the shirt. What'd you do for Father's Day? Did you barbecue?
Didn't do anything for Father's Day specifically. On Saturday, the wife and I went to Akron. We saw New Geek at the Civic Theater.
They just did that here at one of the Civic Theaters too.
Yeah. Well, with the good welcome to traveling show, like there was actually a bunch of some local high school kid.
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah,
doing it in the big theater. I'm not a fan of the play itself. I didn't like the movie either, but it's like one of my wife's favorite. Go like, okay, she'll want to see it. Go, let's go. It was very well performed. The kids did a great job.
They really put they put a lot of effort into it. It's great.
I'm so glad I don't get stuck doing shit like that.
Well.
Considering how many times my wife has gone to wrestling shows that she doesn't really want to go to because I want to go.
Did she at least touch her penis after?
Oh,
was it like the South Park episode where it was like subliminally there that you got your wiener sucked after?
I did the popcorn bowl trick. It was fine.
You did a popcorn trick on her
with all those kids around. JHawk, come on, man.
I mean, that's I'm not shocked that he's now admitting that he's
standard fare.
I'm fucking with you guys.
Well,
I will say, however.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is an untapped market for having ice cream places open until like 11 o'clock at night. But we both left that theater at 10 o'clock at night going, I really want ice cream. There's no ice cream fucking place can open 10 o'clock at night.
Dude, there's a Van Leeuwen that just opened up here, and it's open until about 11:30. So we went there on Saturday night. It was worth it. It's a little heavy ice cream. Gave me the poops, but it was still awesome ice cream.
Like, there was literally like an ice cream place like right across the street from the Civic Theater, and it would close by the time we got out of the theater. It's like, what the fuck's the point?
Well, it's ice cream. They're kids working there. They're not going to work till midnight.
You got the AA baseball stadium like a block away. You got the Civic Theater right there. The fucking ice cream place would make a killing from like 10 o'clock till midnight.
Right. Well,
them kids, it's summertime. They can be out that late. That's all right.
That's true. We still have
some money.
They're still in school for another 10 days here. Everyone else seems to be finished.
Okay, everybody, like my kids were done like 3 weeks ago. Go.
Yeah, I mean that seems like everyone's finished except for us over here. So I played golf all weekend. I played golf Friday. I played golf Sunday, and then barbecued for the whole family on Sunday night. We didn't get done like cleaning up till after 11. It's exhausting barbecuing for 12 people. And everyone's like, it's too well done. It's not rare enough. It's this. You know how hard it is to manage 12 burgers, like 6 hot dogs, 4 chicken burgers. It's hard flipping that stuff.
Look at when you do the Hank Hill thing where it's nice and medium, and if you don't like it, we're going to ask you politely but firmly to leave.
I don't like it medium though at all. I like it rare. I like it, and I just couldn't keep up. The grill was too hot. Like I didn't learn my lesson this time around. Grill was too hot. There were too many items going at one time. It's a lot to work on. Oh, Asuka came back on Raw. That's cool. I like that.
I've done nothing all weekend. I work Saturday.
Oh, Carlito. He's in that line too, right?
Carlito and Godfather, yeah.
But he's wearing the cool Carlito T-shirt, the I Spit in the Face T-shirt, right?
I don't know, something like
I think
that.
he is.
Yeah.
That's my
Congratulations,
favorite
Carlito. You made the figure line. Now get the fuck out of my company.
Yeah, we're not renewing your contract. Bye.
Maybe it's a ruse, like what they're doing with R-Truth.
At least he'll make some good decent royalty had that for a month or so that he's gone. But
Wait, and Butters, you didn't go to that free AIW show this weekend?
No, I had to work until 4. I wasn't, and then it was raining, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go out there if it's gonna be raining.
Oh, right. So I
didn't rain on it apparently, but it was raining that day, so I was just like, I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the stream, so I didn't think it was. I don't think they
It was
streamed it.
outside. No, it was outside at like a park. They're not gonna stream that shit. It'll probably show up on like the Patreon, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like 6 months from now, they'll throw some of it onto the YouTube, but if you're not on the Patreon, you're not going to see any of it.
I don't know. The only thing I want to see is somehow Tom Dunn pinned Zay Garcia. I want to see this.
Right. I heard there was a pin count, a 3 count, and everything. So who knows? Zay went down to Tom Dunn. Huh. Well, look, Tom Dunn is a very large man, so you know what? He should be winning matches anyway. So, oh, and by the way, shout out to our boy Struggles and Jack Solomon. They're in Japan right now for ICW. They're doing a whole. They brought the chains. They're going to be there all week. I think Strug says he's going to Ribera on Friday to get his jacket. I said, you gotta. He was at first like, I'm not getting a jacket, and me and Andrew were like, you got to get a jacket. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people think you're a mark. You got to get a jacket when you go to Ribera. That's what I would think, right?
I mean,
that's the one reason I want to take a tour of Japan to get the fucking jacket.
Right. And do they just give you one? Like, do you have to say, hey, I'll buy one? Or do they hand it to you? Or did you have to be like, I'm in the business?
That would be a question for Dom, but I would assume you'd have to buy it.
Right. Okay. So it's like merch. It's not
unless
like,
unless you're like a
honor.
certain level of popular, and then it's like, you know,
here, we'll give you one.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're Brian Daniels can work in Tokyo Dome or something, they'll hand you one. But
right.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, you've refereed in like 4 states in your entire life. Fuck you, $500 bucks for that jacket.
Hall of Fame referee.
See, at that point, JHawk, you just say no, and then you get one from Stash Pages for like $100, and you come back home, nobody will know the difference. So you just be like, yeah, look what I got when I was over there.
Dude. No, I would get one from Japan and wear it on the plane and everything. It would just be on me. I'd be like, look at this. I took this home from Japan. Like, I would have to wear it all the time. I'd wear it to work. Have to be
obnoxious.
Well, shit.
That's the JGold motto. If it's not obnoxious, it's not JGold.
Big and bold. That's how it has to be. It doesn't have to be obnoxious, but it should be bold. Yeah,
big and bold, like that hairline.
Listen, there's a lot of light in here. I can't help it. There it is.
Sorry, I gotta go tomorrow for them to shave my head and trim up my beard for Toy Hio. So
you don't do your own melon? Like, you can't shave your own head?
I can. I'm too fucking lazy, brother, and it's only $7 for them to do it. So why not? And they do like the hot towel, and they massage my head, and like fucking they do the whole nine, man, brother. I leave there, I smell amazing, I feel amazing.
Yeah,
why not?
I'm only a year away
$7?
from that. Yeah, I'm only a year away from you and I comparing numbers and barbershop technique.
That's the move, man. You gotta find yourself a real good barber, and like these guys, they're students, and they all kick ass at this place. Like, I haven't had a bad one yet, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I always get uncomfortable with the whole student thing, so I'm not 100% sure.
There's teachers there. If you don't feel comfortable with what they're doing, just call the teacher over and be like, hey, show them what to do to fix this. Like, I'm real simple. You straight razor, shave my head with the hot towels and the whole nine. You trim under here, under the beard with the regular trimmers, trim up top here, and set up the eyebrows and stuff like that. Make sure it fades in. The beard fades in, you're good. I'm usually like an hour max.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
I've never had a problem with it. I've never had a problem with a student doing mine either. But again, mine kind of simple to it. Like, okay, get her cut as short as you can get it. Number 4. Number 4. We're done.
4, dude. The sides of my head is a half, and maybe a half.
The 4 for what's left of the top. Like, my guy just looks at they can on the guy.
Oh, dude, my guy looks at the top. He goes, "You're fine." I said, "Okay, good." Touch it anymore. It's like
that's the wrong kind of barber you're going to, brother. That's the kind that he says you're fine because he doesn't want to tell you otherwise, and you have to do more work.
No, that's the right way to go. If he doesn't want to insult me and be like, your hair's gone, do not let me cut that. He just goes, looks good, right? You're fine. And I just get the nice fade. That's it. Right up on the side.
Just at that point, brother, it just
yeah. When he gets fined, that means the light is shining off of your fucking head. I can't see shit.
I'm thinking to do one of those things I saw on TikTok where the Asian guy puts the different toupees on the guy's head and like until he finds the right one, then he trims it up so you look like you have a completely different hairstyle. That's what I'm going to do, like different ones every week.
Have to glue shit to your head. You'd be sitting there sweating the glue into your pores and fucking going crazy. No thanks.
You need the toupee Howard Finkel wore at WrestleMania 10. Like,
that or like start wearing lots of hats. Like I can be like the hat guy, like different ones, like a sombrero or like one of those. I've been obsessed on TikTok and Facebook watching reels of this company, Wild Hats, and they make like cowboy hats and stuff custom. I'm thinking like get like a couple of cowboy hats, like always wear like a Doc Holliday cowboy hat wherever I go.
Josh, what you should do is we should have Sammy Suntimer loser loses their hair match, and then he can cut his hair off, and then you can glue it to your head. You can have this you can have curly Jew hair.
It would work because that's what it looks. Sammy's hair was what mine looked like when I was a young kid. It is perfect. It was like that. If I grew it out, it would look just like that. So it wouldn't look any different. It would
you hear
look
that, Sammy? You're gonna look like a bald, goofy person. When
and
you're
I'm
going to
go around with your hair, Sammy. I'm going around with it. Just shave it off. Anyway. Well, shit. Do we do shout outs now?
Shout out Zach, Bagelmonger, Andrew, and of course Patty.
Hey, Patty.
Hi, Patty. Patty, do you think I should get Sammy Sunheimer's hair on my head? I you know what? Maybe I'll take if you say yes, then I'll do something like that. Seems fair.
So she messaged me the other day.
It wasn't about my hair, right?
Oh no, she was asking about they had filled up their truck and they do this thing where it like tells you like places you can visit within 500 miles, and one of them was Burlington, Vermont. So then she was asking if that was the right Vermont or the right Burlington to visit Stan, and I was like, I don't think so. I think it's like Burlington, New York or something. I don't know.
No, Stan is in Burlington, Anytown, USA. Could be any Burlington. We don't know. He just never gave us.
I think we're trying to figure out which Burlington, and she asked if that was the one. I was like, I don't think it's in Vermont. Even though the way he talks about stuff, it could be Vermont. It could be somewhere on the East Coast is where we're guessing.
I mean, he talks sometimes about like the winters and like the changing of the leaves while he's drinking, oak barrel bourbon somewhere and fondling his Dom Guarini keychain, things like that, kind of tip you off. Sure. Could be up in near Vermont. You never know. Yeah.
It is not Burlington, Kentucky, but I did check that out when I passed through there a couple years ago.
You didn't find the home, right?
Did not find the home in Burlington, Kentucky.
Unless he escaped. You never know.
Yeah, that's possible.
So the IWGuide title officially got announced that it's going to be defended at Negative Outlook Wrestling in West Virginia in July.
Huh.
It's a no-ring show, so it'll be the first time the IWGuide title is defended in a no-ring show.
No ring. Oh my God.
You know how I hate no ring shows, but I was talked into it. So I'm like, I'll let it happen if they want to do it.
Is Casanova Valentine running it?
No, but there's like JJ Escobar is going to be there. This other guy said that like the loser of his match has to get a tattoo of the company, which is really crazy.
You know what? I like that. That's crazy.
Glad I'm not in that match. That'd be wild. But yeah, Mikey's going to defend the belt. I don't have an exact idea against who yet. I know some guy named John's really pissed that Mikey got another match there, and he hasn't gotten one yet. So I was teasing him on Facebook about it, and then he said some mean things to me. So
that's not right. Don't say mean things. Some guy named John. Oh, it's Goldberg. Farts. Goldberg.
Yeah, as you can tell, Josh, his stream of thought is just WWE. He's just licking them boots on Mondays and Tuesdays, especially now.
No,
not paying attention to. You should have heard him in the group chat today. He had no idea who our guest is this week. He doesn't even.
Dude.
He thinks this guy is just from some random place. So I can't wait for Jeff Steele to find out about this
what I said
and punch JGold in the nose when he sees him at Absolution. So
it's not what I said. But I watch Raw every time we record anyway.
Over here, is this?
I did not say is he some random dude. I did not say that.
The truth is closer to what Butters is saying than what JGold is saying, and I will leave it at that.
The two of you, this is horse shit. Yeah.
Dude, you were like, I know the guy worked the semifinal last day IW show, but he old enough to drink. Like, come on.
Not semifinals.
Is he a
Semi-main event.
Is he a student?
Semifinal, semi-main event, the same fucking thing, dude.
First of all,
Is he a student,
I was like,
or
wait a minute.
has he
when
been
was in a
around? I thought
tournament?
he's a student.
Jeff, that's right. I said I thought he was a student. I was right. Jeff Steele, I'm sorry. When you come on, I'm sorry. And you know what? Fuck. It is what it is. What is on then? What's on? Leave me alone.
What's on this weekend?
Oh, God. All right, not a ton on the Triller kind of thing this week, at least that of this recording. But the International Wrestling Cartel returned to Elizabeth, Pennsylvania for the last stand. And the main event, IWC Heavyweight Champion Bill Collier defending against Duke Davis inside of a steel cage. Also got Mila Moore against Izzy Moreno for the IWC Women's Championship. And the Tag Team Champions of Fraternity defending against the Upper Class and the Foundation in a triple threat match. Also in action, Spencer Slade, Jamie Jamison, Gannon Jones Jr., Marcus D'Angelo, Victor Benjamin, R.C. Dupree, Jack Nystrom, Kanan Christopher, Andrew Pallet, and many more. That is Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern on Triller.
All right, so this one doesn't show me what state this is even in. BST Wrestling presents Sweet Surrender Friday night, June 20th at 6:30. It's a crazy card. I wish I knew. They don't put down the state. 20-man Big Jim Memorial Rumble. Delmy XO versus Amity Lavie versus Jasmine Howe. Sean Knight versus Jeremy LaCroix. Sammy Diaz versus Desmond Cole. Andy Brown versus Sidney Hakim, who I feel like has disappeared off of like the GCW scene. And Richard Holiday versus Dijak. So that's something. I have no idea where it is.
That is going to be at the Foolproof Brewery in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh, so it's not far from me.
No, it sounded like a very much a East Coast show with those names. So
yeah. But am I wrong? I haven't seen Sidney Hakim since I think WrestleMania weekend do much. As far as GCW, I haven't seen him at all, and he was undefeated there. So I don't know, but yeah, that's what's going on. That looks good. That's only on the Independent Wrestling Television Network on Friday night at 6:30.
Interviewing.
This week, our guest is an AIW newcomer. It is Jeff Steele.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Oh, hey, Jeff. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hey, JGold.
Hey.
Heard some things through the grapevine.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Jeff,
Butters?
you got your first victory in AIW in Youngstown this past week. How's that feel?
It feels great, man. And for it to happen in my hometown, I don't know how much more grateful I can be. Most guys don't see that. They don't get that opportunity. And to be able to get that win, and especially that first win, right? That first win in the hometown, feels great.
So how many matches was it before your first one, before you got this win?
So let's see. I had my debut match against Riggs. I had a scramble, and then this is my second singles match that I've had. It was against Dr. Dan.
That's a good person to go against too, Dr. Dan. I love him. He's great.
Oh yeah.
Now, did he do any training or helping you out when you were at the school, or has it all been Derek and who else? Who was over there when you're training?
Definitely, Derek and Dom are the staples there. I honestly came in at this weird point to where there wasn't I didn't really have a class. So I kind of just got taught a little bit differently. So I did have the opportunity to Dr. Dan had been in there. I got to meet him before everything and learn a lot of lucha, Chikara style days, from him. So other than that, it's been him. Jocelyn's come in. Actually, one of my first nights, I think there, Filthy Tom. Obviously, that was just for a one night type thing, but learned a lot about strikes from him, especially when I'm fresh to everything, just dipping my toes in the water.
Well, so backtrack for a minute. When was this? How long ago was this that you started off?
Let's see. In May would have marked 2 years of me training. So around Easter time, I think of 2023 is when I came up and started training.
Because I think I did see you like working the students type roles, at a lot of the shows in the last few years before you actually debuted, right?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I've done a bit of everything when I was trainee, and it's how it should be. So that way you kind of learn all the ropes, get everything under your belt. So I did a little bit of camera work, worked security, done some of the raffle stuff, meet and greets. Pretty much wherever Pedro or Thorne would need me at, they go there and get it done.
Okay, so I was gonna ask on that in that vein. Now I'm confused because you started in 23. So were you overlapping a class? How did that kind of work out? How did you get your reps in like without or did you have any new students with you?
We did, but it's just the process of wrestling. Some people get into it, and they like throws them a curveball, or maybe they just find out it's not for them, and they just kind of disappear. So like we had people come and people go. It was just kind of sporadic. I would say around the time of like Shelby Wilder, Zay Garcia, Alex Melee, when those guys debuted, Nipsey Nash, all of them, kind of came in at the tail end of that, and really just kind of due to different circumstances, a lot of the people that were in my class just didn't continue with it, whatever it may be. So I kind of just got thrown in like to this weird spot and just made things work, and I had a lot of good help along the way, so I can't complain.
Yeah. So who were you with like pretty regularly as far as like someone to like lean on? Who were you, what talent or any student that was there that you were like, okay, you and I are just when I come, it's you and I?
Honestly, that'd probably be like Zay Garcia, Big Vice, even Sam, Shelby, those guys, just Melee. So that group, kind of welcomed me in, and were there to help like show me the ropes and even like get some of those reps out onto the road before I debuted. Like I kind of traveled with those guys. Derek, got me a couple spots. Dom working, the GCW stuff, just doing whatever.
Where'd you go with Dom for GCW?
What was it? I think that was Detroit. It was the year that they had SummerSlam out there.
Oh,
so
okay.
So AIW did the the old rental. So we kind of just made like a weekend out of it. So we did the old rental, and then GCW needed camera crew, so we went and worked them. Met Ash, great guy that is usually running all of the AB stuff for GCW, as far as I know.
Oh, awesome. So before we get these kind of housekeeping questions out of the way, before we get into some more stuff with JHawk and Butters, what about your influences when you were growing up? What got you to the school? What were you watching?
So like I was an Attitude Era kid, right? So definitely seeing that pushed me, like, seeing Stone Cold, McFoley, or Cactus Jack, depending on like when you caught him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those guys, just like the take no shit from anyone kind of guys, you know what I mean? And just go out there and get it done. Pretty much, I always tell people like it's usually guys like in that vein, and then literally any guy that's built like a bourbon barrel, I'm usually watching them,
Nice.
But yeah, I say like I didn't really find out about too much with wrestling. Like the first thing I kind of saw was Macho Man in a video game.
No kidding.
Yes, and that was like the first thing I saw. It's like, okay, this is pretty cool, but I don't know what it is. And then a few years later, like one night I was watching Monday Night Raw came on, saw Stone Cold out there going crazy, and I was like, oh, definitely shouldn't be watching this at my age, but here we are, and that was the end of it.
You're one of the first students that we brought on in the last few years that reference like, oh, I was an Attitude Era as like the starting point. That's interesting. A lot of these guys were like, 2005, 2006 Edge and stuff like that. So that's interesting. That's gonna be a different style, I guess, in your head, right? As to how you kind of pattern yourself.
Yeah, I would say. Well, I mean, I guess that's a bit too where like my age shows from there. Just showing like where they got into it, and there, there's nothing wrong with those eras or anything. Yeah. But I think that was like I hear a lot of them talk about that era. And I feel like I was out of it for a bit because I kind of got like, unfortunately, kind of like got bullied. Like wrestling wasn't cool, so kind of like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna not going to be into that. And then like just kind of watching it on the download, but had no one to talk to about it because, wrestling wasn't cool back then. So
You're a big guy. You could have been like me. I didn't even care if people liked it or not. I was still watching no matter what. It didn't matter to me in the early '90s when Raw was terrible. That's when that'll play on your fandom for a while when you're watching, Max Moon and Dink, right, JHawk?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it would never fail. Like the most embarrassing fucking thing would be on TV, and that when somebody who wasn't a wrestling fan would walk in the room. What are you watching this shit for?
Yeah, every
it
time
never failed.
It was some garbage angle that Vince was pushing on in 1992 that you had to sit through. Yeah, but JHawk, you wanna hit him up with your side so I can get some more going?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I want to know about your background before wrestling. Were you involved in any kind of sport when you were growing up?
Really the main thing I did was honestly was soccer. I played football like very, very young. But unfortunately, it just didn't click with me. I wasn't getting to play like, I was there for practice, and just wasn't getting to hit the field as much. So I lost interest. And then as it went on, I got into high school and stuff. They kept, they're like, "Oh, hey, we'd love to have you on the team." And it's like, yeah, I have no interest in that. And I just really just played soccer, and if I wasn't doing that, I was a real outdoors guy. Like, I'm not going camping, doing anything like that. But yeah, really sports wise, I would just say soccer, I guess a little bit of like skateboarding and stuff, but nothing crazy,
Okay, is there anything from soccer that translates into wrestling?
I would say just like the cardio that you need for it, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. They're both completely two different beasts from each other. You need a certain kind of cardio to hit your spots for soccer. And, they always tell you the in-ring cardio is something that will never compare or, will never compare with something. And I definitely agree with that. But yeah, I would say, honestly, it's just that, making sure your cardio's up because, you can have all the strength in the world. But if you're dying out there and you can't move around, what's the point of it?
Okay. Now, what other kind of thing were you into? Were you a theater kid, drama kid growing up? Did you in any kind of club?
Were you a figs guy? Did you collect the figures or anything like that?
Honestly, what's funny is like I never collected figures until I got older. Now that I have the money, right? But I did like see some of it behind me. Comic books, just pretty much anything that was like the tabletop kind of stuff. Just
you look
really
like a Batman. You look like a big Batman DC fan with that Harley Quinn back there, the Joker, Catwoman stuff.
Oh yeah, we're in the Bat Cave. Everyone's got every guy's got their man cave. I've got the Bat Cave. So this is just nothing but comic wrestling stuff all around. Like Batman being the big one because animated series '92 is what it was all about.
Holy shit, you really are an old soul. My goodness.
That's what I'm saying. It's funny because, bless these kids. It's just really funny sometimes when they guess my age and I go, thanks for saying that,
Well, wait, real quick. What's the piece you have the most expensive or the one that you protect the most in that room?
The most expensive one isn't even out, honestly. It's stored in that closet and I don't even think the box is open. It is a animated, it's Batgirl from the animated series, and they made it's a bust figure of her, just like the top of it. And I think there's only like 2,000 of them. It's got the number on there that it is. So, and I picked that up on a comic book day, and I was like, man, not until I get a nice spot to set it out in do I even want to take it out of the package. So it's just been in there in a box and like another box with foam and bubble tape around it. It's like Fort Knox to get into it right now.
That's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, I say if it's not that, then actually my mother-in-law got me a Lionel train set that has Batman on it. They did a crossover, and that thing is also ridiculous. It's also packed up because I was like, it's just too nice to have out where I'm at currently. So,
do you have a holy grail that you want to get, haven't gotten yet?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a list, right? There's a couple statues that I definitely want to get. There's a super expensive Harley Quinn one that I'd love to get. And then outside of that, I would say, what is it? It's one of my favorite mangas. It's from Berserk. There's a giant statue of Zod that I was like, one day I'll get that. But, right now it sits at like $2,000, so that's a lot to drop out of nowhere just to have this statue.
You know what? That is a lot. $2,000 is a lot.
You bring up manga. Is there anything you're reading right now?
The only thing I keep up on right now, honestly, is Chainsaw Man. I've been reading through Dawn to Dawn when it comes out by the volumes. Yeah, let's say those are my two main things, and then I don't think there's anything else I've really been reading up on. It's just those two, and then going through Berserk again for like my third or fourth time, probably.
Is that good? I don't think I've ever read that.
I love it. I'm also like it hits all the points for me. You know, like I'm a big fantasy guy. I like horror, so that's kind of like a mix. Like it's a dark fantasy. You know, it's not. I definitely will say like it's not a read for everyone. There is a lot of graphic content in there, and a lot of you know, sensitive topics and themes that they go over in there. So if anyone's never read it or they go to open it, just be warned of that. So especially the first page, honestly, like just a very like probably NC-17 type page. You open up the first thing, so it's like, yeah, you know. So be ready for what you get into with that.
I feel like the wrestling community and the comic community have always been just intertwined. Like it's forever. Like if you're a comic guy, you're going to be a wrestling guy. If you're a collectibles guy, you're a wrestling guy. I think they just kind of work together. Like there's a harmony to wrestling figure collection to comic figure collection, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, think about it. Like, okay, how many wrestlers do you get just because they have another costume, right? It's the same thing with your superheroes and your villains. How many different variations of Batman are out there, you know? And like, you know, how many different, you know, Macho Mans and Hulk Hogan figures can you get, you know? It's just unlimited in the way it like coincides hand in hand. And even some of the crossovers that we've had, like with just the media, you know, like, what is it? Oh, like one of my favorites, you know, Danhausen. I talked to him when we had him over, right? And I was like, how do you get on something like that? He looks at me and he goes, you just ask. That was literally the story. He tells me, I was like, how'd you manage that with DC? I expected this long thing of like, you know, the red tape to cross over, you know, what they needed to do. And he's just like, oh no, I just asked.
That's amazing.
All right, go along the line of manga. Are you following any anime right now? And if so, what are you watching?
Right now, I'm watching through Fire Force season 3. I'm trying to think of what else I just finished up. I'm watching Lazarus, the new anime from the gentleman that made Cowboy Bebop. His name escapes me right now.
Butters and I watched that One Piece on Netflix. I was liking that. He gave me good reviews on that, so I checked that out. I thought that was fun.
I one day, like, One Piece is a whole different beast on its own. One day I may tackle that. I got into it a little bit, and every time I tell everyone, I'm like, yeah, I didn't make it far. Like it's in the grand scheme of it, like, I don't even think I got past the Fish People Island, which is what the whole live action one is about. So
my cousin's deep into it, but I really like the live action. That's where I'll stick with and kind of follow from there, because I saw that there was like over 1,000 episodes of the anime, and I'm like, I'll never ever probably try to watch that. Anime is hard for me to watch to begin with, so
yeah, it's too hard to commit to. I go, all right, you know, between everything you want to watch and then everything that keeps coming out, you throw One Piece in there, and it's like that's a good, I don't know, quarter of your entertainment right there.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 plus episodes of anything. Forget that shit. Like, listen, I won't lie. I have sat through every episode of NCIS. So, and that's all of its crossovers and all of its seasons. So forget that I'm a little bit hypocritical, but yes, I that's a little bit too much for me. 1,000 episodes of One Piece is hard. It's going to be hard to get through. They don't even have Mark Harmon, Butters.
I had a friend one time ask me what we were making fun of NCIS, and she was like, what does NCIS even stand for? And I was like, no clue, it sucks. And then we realized that literally NCIS is literally that. And that was one of the funniest moments ever, and probably the best thing that ever came out of that show. So
those are my stories. I can't miss them. I like him. I like to text Derek during Chicago Wednesdays. So speaking of lots of shows, I like to say, "Are you watching Med?" Like talk about all these love triangles and whatnot. So sorry, JHawk. We were talking about something else.
No, you're fine. You'll get through 487 episodes of the original NKF, not even counting the Splinter Show, but 1,000 episodes of One Peak is where you draw the line.
It's too much.
It is a big commitment. Like, I really want to get into it. I've heard great things, but like, I cannot commit to 1,100 episodes or whatever it is.
1,000 episodes of Monday Night Raw, by the way.
I don't know. It's a different format, though, I guess. Right. I always liked especially my animes. I always liked them. It was 12 episodes, and maybe if we got lucky, it was another 12 episodes for a second season. But it was wrapped up in 24 episodes, and it's like, okay, I got the full story, and it was usually, for the most part, nicely done. Like ones that come to mind for me are like Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, tied up nice, done in like 24 episodes, and I can move on with life. Like, I don't need to know all this background stuff because I feel like so much gets bloated now with entertainment. They're like, okay, you have this little bit of story, and like nobody wants mystery anymore. Everything has to be answered, which, I mean, great for the companies because I'm sure like they love raking in that cash by like, making a prequel to this or a sequel to that. But, just kind of keep it simple, Yeah, 24 episodes, digestible, and I'm good with it.
Even something like Inuyasha with like 120 or something like that. And then like in this day and age, like 120 episodes, who's watching all that?
Yeah.
Only if Mark Harmon's in it. Then I'll watch it all.
You could at least get Angie Harmon if you're going to go with it's Monica Harmon in it.
I watched all Law and Order when Angie Harmon was on. So, Angie Harmon too. Why not? Sorry. Where did this go off the rails? I thought we were talking about wrestling.
We're talking about stuff not directly on this show.
I know.
You know that.
Okay. I know. Butters, you got stuff?
I'm just sitting here watching you get torn apart again, man.
That's all right. I can carry the
week
burden
for you, brother.
No, never rough.
Go ahead, Butter.
Oh boy. Well, a lot of my stuff doesn't count for you yet because you're still so young in the game. So let me see. Waffle House, Sheetz, or Wawa, and then what's your order at one of those?
Man, so I love Wawa because my in-laws live over on the East Coast, so I always stop like when we go and make this 8-hour drive to go over to New England. And I always got to get like the half bowl. It's like half mashed potatoes, mac and cheese with the chicken strips on top, smothered in gravy. That's it. I'm set. Like, I like the other places too, but Wawa I don't have as much. I've got Sheetz out the wazoo over here. And Waffle House, I only go there to train. That's it. Billy Tom taught me. He's like, you want to get stronger, you go to Waffle House. So
to fight?
Yeah. That's where you train.
So good. Oh, it's so good.
That's how you get those real reps in.
Yeah. You want to get some real fist fights. You want to feel the knuckles on your face.
That's it. I mean, you go in there, you either make the wrong order. Hell, you can make the right order. Probably still going to get in a fight.
There's nothing tougher than a Waffle House cook that hung over at 2:00 in the morning trying to make your fucking egg. Like,
That's why I don't ask for eggs. I say biscuits and gravy, and that's it. I don't need eggs. I don't need anything else. Just make it simple. Throw some gravy on top, some biscuits. Good to go. Doesn't take long. Then I don't piss anybody off. You don't really have to overdo the grill. Nothing.
I mean, I'm sure you still get some cigarette ashes in there or something. I mean, it's just
Makes
not Waffle
it taste
House.
better. Yeah. It's like eating breakfast with my brother.
There you go.
Right.
Do you have a pre-show ritual?
Honestly, I just have like a playlist that I put on, kind of jam that out. You know what I mean? Hype myself up a little bit and stretch out, but that's it.
How'd the family react for that win? Like, how many people did you have for that show?
So let's see. I know right when I first got there, I counted the chairs and I was like, okay. I was like, I got 25 chairs that I sold. Not bad. The last show was a little bit better. And then I just had a lot of people that came up and they pretty much filled the general admission. And there was a good amount of people too that I've never met in my life. And they were all on board with the steel chants. It was unfortunate. I had to turn down a lot of beer that day because left and right I had people, buying, here you go, hometown hero, here's one. I'm like, thanks. Still haven't even gone on yet. So I'm just finding people that I go, here, do you want this? Like, I don't want to just tell them no. And like, so
If that ever happened to you again, come find me.
Right. Just hand him in a line like that. Thank you. Here you go.
The beer
Make
at that
friends.
brewery
I mean,
is really
it's,
fucking
you know,
good. Like,
it's great beer too. Penguin City makes amazing beer. The first time I was there, like even before wrestling, I got a flight to try everything out, and there was beers that I would never touch in my life. And everything I had no complaints. Like they could give me anything, and I'd have that down, no problem.
Did you backyard wrestle at all before you started training?
So I didn't backyard wrestle. I just did a bunch of stupid jackass stunts with my friends because, you know, we came up around that era too. So it's like, oh, well, we saw Johnny Knoxville do this. You know, like at one point, I don't even remember where it's from. I stole a shopping cart. It got spray painted orange and yellow. We built, you know, vert ramps and everything in the backyard, a half pike, and would just do the dumbest shit, you know. It's like, okay, let's tie like a bunch of mortar fireworks to the end of this and try to see how much traction we can get with the, you know, with a shopping cart and go over the, you know.
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know, nothing tougher, you know. We survived, we got through it. But, you know, stupid shit like stapling. You know, I had one friend that would staple so much shit to him. I was like, it's just ridiculous. That used to be a game. Just get the mini like staples and like people would be going by and they would just clip you with them. You'd be pulling staples out of you.
Jackass was probably a bad idea, but in hindsight, it was the best idea. Like just the greatest thing ever.
no, your friend that did all the staple, did he ever consider deathmatch wrestling?
No, you know what's funny is I figured he would have, but he never got into it.
So are you just waiting to run the razor? When do we get to see Jeff Steele in a crimson mask in the middle of the ring?
I don't know. Maybe Rager, you know, I'm kind of hoping.
Let's
You
go.
will see. You know what I mean? I don't know what's in store, but you know, there's always crazy stuff happening at Rager. It's the one show that I missed it this year. Got sick and I was just dying in bed. And I was so mad that I couldn't go. That's like one of my go-to shows for us every year. You know, it's just a giant party. And then especially like with the music scene over there, like what was it? The first year they had CKY, but they were it's everyone in that band except for Bam Margera's brother, who is the drummer. So that's why they're 96 Bitter Beings. But they played No Class after the show, you know, and it was great. Like they're out there watching the wrestling. Like, so it just, you know, another spot where things overlap, right? You know.
I hear Zay was looking for a skewers and tacks match. If you're interested in doing that at Wrestle
I'm sure he is. Hey, listen, he's always looking for something. He's always looking for something.
So is Butters. He was looking for someone to do that match.
Yeah, Zay Garcia is just a madman.
I mean, just because it's a tag match now doesn't mean those things can't be used in that match.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, if you're going to buy 40,000 tacks, somebody better use them.
Hey.
I mean, maybe Jeff Steele will show up in that match. I don't know.
Yes, Jeff Steele with the tacks. Yes.
Who knows, dude?
He shows up. He shows up to Neo Pro shows, so you never know.
I do.
Have you given thought to what that might feel like going through tax, or have you done it already?
I mean, I've never been through tax. I've you know what I mean? I've been in barbed wire before, but that still wasn't like a wrestling thing. That's just like being a country kid, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been in the brambles. It sucks, you know? But, hey, you know, if it gets the people going, maybe.
All right. So Butters normally asks about the strangest venue you've wrestled in, and obviously you don't have that much experience where you can really ask you that question. But what would be the weirdest venue that you've heard of wrestling taking place in, or maybe that you've watched wrestling take place in?
Let's see. The strangest place, honestly, probably just like one of these churches that I've seen. Like when we went out for Mania in Philly, it was there's a couple. I don't even remember what promotion it was. There was another promotion that ran out of this like abandoned church, and it was just like, I don't know, it was eerie about it. It was kind of cool, but it was like eerie, you know. But I honestly, I don't think anything any crazy. Like I think I've probably been in crazier venues for band stuff, but never wrestling. Honestly, like pretty mild for that. There's been some cool places like Old did this spot in Detroit, and it's a whiskey factory. It's perfect for them. Like it's just this open, you know, these big bourbon barrels everywhere that are distilling whiskey in them, and then the rest of the building is just brick, You know, it's the base. It's what it was like back in the 1930s, and it just works so well for them, especially, you know, with the gimmick of old wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And in general, I think another show could be cool there. You can't have high flyers in there, just the low ceiling, but the setup was cool.
And the weird venue for coming. Get ready.
Yeah. I definitely want to see that one day.
So there could be a lot of answers for this. What's the worst ring name you've ever heard?
Worst ring name I've ever heard.
Besides Zay Garcia.
Besides Zay Garcia. Yeah. That one's pretty loud. You know, we could have done better. We could have done better with that one. But
Zay Garcia sucks.
I don't know. I don't really have any weird ones that, you know what I mean?
What's the name of Hendrik Hawkins now? What does he go by? Eidolon Black? That one's pretty bad.
Oh, no, that's done too. That's done. I actually just saw him this past Saturday. AIW did the free shows out in Minerva.
Yeah.
So he's got there's a new gimmick. I think it's called Brother Knowledge, I think is his like the new gimmick now.
Brother Knowledge, huh?
Props to him for trying something else. All right.
No face paint or anything like that. Like I didn't really get to see much of it. I was in the back, you know, talking with everyone, trying to get ready for our matches and whatnot. But yeah, I'd say that's the new gimmick of his Brother Knowledge. So I don't know where else he's going to be at. Like I know he does a couple things around like Canton and you know, I think down in Akron, he's got a couple different ones that he's been hitting up. So I'm sure he'll have it out somewhere.
All right. What else? Wait, did we get the worst name from you? I don't think we did.
No, I don't really
have one.
Oh, come on! You watch wrestling for many years, like me and JHawk in here. So, give me something.
JGold.
That wasn't. That's not. I didn't give myself that name. A friend of mine calls me that. Jeez,
it's the worst.
Derek the director.
Derek Direction.
Derek
Direction.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably it. He's probably going to kill me. He's probably going to make me do so much for that.
I hope so. I hope I goaded you into saying something about your trainer.
It's actually was Derek Erection was the original idea.
different kind of movies were being made, I guess.
Yeah, he worked too many church shows to get away with that one.
Right.
That's it.
Well, shit. So I want to get. I don't want to like harp on, you know, the training and things like that. So now that you're in, you got your first win under your belt. What companies are we looking for now this summer? And now that you're expanding a little bit because you're in like the circulation, where do you want to go? Besides like those besides the ones in like 90-mile radius, where else do you want to go? What's the goal for next year?
For this year is just honestly to get out there, get those reps wherever I can. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's a 5-person show at a fair or, you know what I mean? Or if it's a sold out thing at a 200, you know, whatever, a rep's a rep, you know, and I need them all. I want them all, you know, that's the only way you're going to improve, get better at this craft. You know what I mean? You got to get outside of your comfort zone. You can't stay with the same people your whole time. You're never going to expand your horizons that way. So I know I you know, these are down the line. I'd love to get up, you know, into Canada, do some stuff for Greektown. Obviously I got to get passes and everything in order before I make it up that way. DPW is another big one, you know, like these are high end dreams, you know what I mean, to get there eventually. But really just anything I can go to, you know, I want to hit up, you know, the guys tell me stuff, you know, get on the road with any vets, go to House of Heat, you know, obviously like stuff around here, like Neo Pro, Rise that are close to me, you know, literally anything, you know, right now it's just all about getting the reps and then, you know, kind of focus from there to see what's worth to go out further and, you know, what I can do with it.
So in the immediate future, besides a rematch, light tubes match with Dr. Dan, what's the next? What AIW competitor right now would you be like? Okay, I'd love to get in the ring right now with him and see what I can do.
Let's see. You know, I'd like to have probably a singles match with pretty much everyone that was in my scrambles match. You know, so you know, Vic Bice, Shimbashi. You know, love to have a match with Shelby at some point. I know, I'd probably be throwing him around most of the part, but I know Cowboy knows how to, hang in there.
He sure
You
does.
and
not like-
Shamashi, I think, would just beat the shit out of each other. I think that'd be very entertaining to watch.
That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know who wants to get in there, who wants to brawl.
Slapping
That's
some
what I
meat.
came for.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing against like the technical wrestling and stuff, but I'm just, I'm here to just cause some pain.
Hear that, technical wrestlers? Jeff Steele's calling you a bunch of pussies. He wants to throw hands. Throw them. Throw hands.
Yeah, I do curiously know people that get into combat sport because they can legally beat people up. But
Well,
Usually they just beat up Jared though. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of those people. But
I don't want to see Jeff get hurt. I want to just see big time, just guys beating the shit out of each other. Like really, like you hear it when you do it. That's the key. Yeah,
I'm trying to have that, Kenta Kobashi Samoa Joe style match.
I'm on board for it. That's a ticket right there. I
guess Samoa Joe told the story where like people would come up to him when he was like during that era, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is like a rite of passage. Like, I want to do this," and like people would laugh hysterically. Specifically, like CM Punk and Danielson would laugh when they'd hear like people wanting to talk about like doing strong style with Joe, because Joe's just wants to have an easy night, and these guys want to have like a brutal stiff fest, like strong style, all this shit. And it's like, he just couldn't catch a break, which just makes me laugh. Like that he just wanted to have some regular shit, and every single indie guy wanted to like prove themselves against him. And it's like, guys, it's a work. Like it's a show. Like, not really going out there and hitting you as hard as I can. I don't want to kill you.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see Jeff get hurt. I just want to see some hands being thrown. That's all. But anyway.
I think we can make that happen in the future, probably.
Hell yeah. I think that'll definitely happen. Butters, what else we got? All right. Well, then, nice hands.
We went through everything, brother.
And he gave us tons on comic books, which I like. So you want to give us? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to do a quick aside real quick. Before you even debuted, I went to my bank, and I wish I could remember the teller's name. I don't, but I was wearing an AIW hoodie. It's like, oh, you follow AIW. Do you know Jeff Steele? You hadn't even debuted yet.
Where was that?
That's great.
It was at my bank. It had me a friend of his. I'm guessing, like, do you know who Jeff Steele is? He's been training down there. I'm like, I don't go to the training school. I don't know. I've been to the training school like once.
I'm trying to think of who that could have been. Was it a guy?
It was a guy.
Okay, skinny guy.
Taller, skinnier guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking. He doesn't work at the bank anymore. But,
no, he doesn't. I thought the last time I saw him there, actually, when he was asking me about that. But you hadn't even debuted yet. He's throwing your name out there. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I've seen him do security or something, but I couldn't pinpoint out the lineup.
Yeah, I've got a great group of friends that support me. I mean, heck, even that Minerva show that we just did, I had people out there. Like, I had no idea they'd be there. I look in the crowd, and the last thing I expected was to see Jeff Steele shirts and a crowd in the middle of Minerva. And I was like, who? I was like, what? Just completely caught off guard.
Do you have merch right now that you're selling?
Yeah, I pretty much just a shirt and it's just this bad guy. This is the one. This and it's like a matching.
I like that. Who's the artist for that?
Actually, it's a friend of mine that when I was tattooing, he was like my tattoo sensei. So his name is Zach Stevens.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, Zach Stevenson.
So when you go to the shows, you can buy a shirt from Jeff Steele, and and buy a ton of them and cut the sleeves off, like Jeff's got on too right now. So
that's it. I just, what I mean? Like, I don't wear sleeves ever. Winter, no sleeves. You know what I mean? Too much meat. Too much meat. Can't keep them in the sleeves.
I like it.
What do you do?
Well, since we're coming up to it, why don't you give us your socials and everything, and tell us where your next show is going to be, and we'll go from there.
All right. So right now, I've just got Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure there's X, Twitter as well. I don't really use that, but it's just Jeff Steele _ nothing tougher for Instagram. And from there, there's a direct link for Facebook as well. I say I'm still in the midst of kind of like fixing that stuff. I should be better at that than I am, but I kind of slack in that department. So I would like to revamp those at one point, so that way it's a little easier and try to divide the fan base from the family, so to speak. So there's not so much interaction there on the Facebook, at least. Instagram's probably the best place, honestly, right now. Like, that's strictly just wrestling.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I think a lot of guys have a good Instagram spot. JHawk?
Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Blue Sky at RefJHawk. Instagram at JHawk1539. This coming Saturday, I will be with Real Action Pro Wrestling. And their over-the-top event, the 30-man Rumble-style Battle Royal with the winner to get a future title shot. Never know who's going to be involved in that. I've been in a couple of those matches. I'm nearing my bump limit for the year, so I doubt it this time around, but you never know.
Bump limit.
Thought that was going to be the arm wrestling battle royal, right?
No.
You got to arm wrestle everybody in the battle royal because it's over the top. Get it? Because
I get it.
The Stallone movie. Yeah.
Bump limit was my nickname in college.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I'm still
That's
trying
not
to
true,
figure out.
JGold. We know what your nickname was in college. It was not Bump Limit.
Still trying to figure out why they used this show to do the Muppet Show theme for the poster, but I'm not in charge of notification.
Because AI is popular, and that's what was available this time for AI, because they're using AI. Real Action Pro Wrestling supports AI, don't support them. Take away JHawk's payday. His cookie and his juice box that he gets.
Hot dogs.
I get paid in cash.
Cash money.
In his garage. He pretends to get paid in Monopoly cash. Pink 50s.
And better than getting paid in like religious track, like Mikey did that one show in Indiana. But
I have nothing to promote this week. IWGuide trading cards are out there if you need them. DM the Instagram or the Blue Sky, which somebody just did on the Blue Sky. They're interested in getting a couple sets. I got to get down to Pittsburgh to get the some of the signatures on them for the exclusive signature ones, and to get everybody their copies of the cards. So that'll be happening probably beginning of July. I don't think I'll make it down there before then. So,
and the third wave, I'm going to be in, I hope.
The more he talks about it and the worse off he does with not knowing who our guests are, not knowing our schedule, I just keep remembering that. I'm just going to keep setting him back. He's now scheduled for a 2028 card set.
God damn it.
We could probably bump it up, right? Like we kind of do a collab one where I'm busting in the office and I'm beating up JGold, right?
Well, yeah, if we can do that one, we'll probably bump him back to 2020.
Yeah, but it'll just be a Jeff Steele card and he'll be featured in it. Bleeding.
I was just going to say, I'll be demoted to like featured on a Jeff Steele card. That would be it. Then I won't even get my own card in the wave. God damn it. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JGold12. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to us. Twitter handle IWGuide1, Blue Sky IWGuide, and patreon.com/IWGuide. Don't forget about the merch store over brainbustertees.com. And
we got a bunch of new stuff coming to the Brainbuster Tees store soon. I just commissioned 3 new shirts, and I'm working on some new Mikey merch too.
From our pal Will at Gorilla Press Apparel. Check out Gorilla Press Apparel as well. Also, our podcast friends and our network, the Main Event Wrestling Network with the Wrestling Junkies on the Mark Wrestling Podcast, and my show, the NXT Night Shift, Tuesday nights at 10:15, that Butters says I am bootlicking the Fed for. So then listen to At Odds with Wrestling. The card is going to change, the Super Fantastic Podcast, and Marks with Mikes. Check out our other friends, Time Capsule Toys, Toy Hio, which is coming this Saturday, Toy Hio, Rubber City Toys, our pal Zach, Neo Pro Wrestling, OKCR Creations, Stash Pages, and Pally's Beef Jerky by our very own friend Kaplan. That's all I got.
Best beef jerky ever.
On the planet. Yep.
Life's short. Watch more indie wrestling.
Later.
Don't forget to review and subscribe wherever you listen to us. Find us online at Facebook and Instagram at the Indie Wrestling Guide. And on X or Twitter at IWGuide1.